So in this video, I'm going to explain how the pharmaceutical companies in America have tried to stop people from quitting smoking with a better product and stopped competition from driving down the prices of one of their products. So I'm not sure if you're a smoker or if you ever try to quit, but I'm sure you've heard of Nicorette lozenges or generic Walgreens lozenges. Now, I'll give you a little background. The Nicorette lozenges are made by a big pharmaceutical company. They're made out of the chalky sugar that you might see in like the candy cigarettes, and they're added with the cheapest, most acid, most throat burning Nicorette. So they use really cheap sugar, real chalky sugar. They don't wrap them. You just get 20 in a bottle, and they're $22 for 20. So you get 2 milligram to 4 milligram Nicorette lozenges that are made out of very chalky sugar. The flavorings are very limited, and the flavorings do not work good with the Nicorette. Now, they probably spend anywhere from 50 cents to $1 manufacturing one bottle of that, and then they charge us $22 a bottle. Now, they have had no competition. When Walgreens or some generic wants to come around, they have to wait 20, 30 years and get permission. This is not something that is easy to sell. This is something that the pharmaceutical companies have had initiation and they've had a monopoly in the Nicorette lozenge market. There's been little to no competition. You either buy the name brand or the generic. It's like any other pharmaceutical pill. If you went to get, let's say, Thorazine. I was on Thorazine as a kid. My mother made me take Thorazine and said I needed these drugs for life. So the generic for that, Thorazine, would be Haldol. I also was on Haldol. Well, they got Nicorette lozenges for $22, or for $18, you can buy Walgreens Nicorette, a generic. But those are your only options. Buy it from a pharmaceutical or a pharmaceutical, yeah, buy it from Big Pharma at a much, much higher marked up price because they have a monopoly. They're working with the pharmacies to jack up the price of those things. I mean, cigarettes are like 1/3 of the price of quitting, but there's no need for it. It's way more expensive to manufacture 20 cigarettes than it is to manufacture 20 Nicorette lozenges. But yet, Nicorette lozenges are 22 for 20. Meanwhile, a pack of cigarettes are like $8 to $10 for 20, and that's a high price to start. So, why did I say in the beginning of this video that the pharmaceutical companies are stopping people from quitting and they're causing a monopoly in the market and going to lobby to shut down other companies? What was I talking about? Well, Camel last year, a couple years ago, started coming out with Velo Nicorette lozenges. Now, these Velo Nicorette lozenges were sold at all my stores. They were sold everywhere that someplace sells cigarettes. So there was a bigger market to be sold as well. So they sold them at Walgreens, but also they sold them anywhere cigarettes were. Now, what were these lozenges like? What is the difference? Well, there's 22 a bottle. They cost about the same as a pack of cigarettes. And you're going, well, if they're $8 a bottle, they must be not as good as the Nicorette ones, right? Wrong. Marlboro made them out of quality ingredients. The candy and the sugar they used was like a cornstarch dextrose mix that was just like eating a lifesaver. So they're using like a lifesaver base. Then they're using really good flavorings to cover up the nicotine. So you got a really high quality flavoring and you got more choices like berry. On top of this, they're individually wrapped. So each candy is wrapped in case you want to spit it back out or in case you don't want them bouncing in. So you got each single candy wrapped in a nice foil wrapping, and then you got the same bottle that's provided by all the other companies. On top of this, they've printed and shaped the candy to be in the shape of a gem. So they've even taken the time to shape a very unique shape into the candy, the lozenge. So you have a good tasting, better, no chalky flavor, quitting smoking lozenge that works. So you have a great product for cheaper. You got 20 lozenges. They taste better than the Nicorette ones. They work better. They have better flavoring. They're made out of a sugar that's less chalky. They're individually wrapped, making them better to use. They're a better price at $8 for 20. What's the problem here? Well, the pharmaceutical companies got jealous and angry that they're losing their monopoly. So they went to their lobby and they started complaining about Camel selling lozenges. So the lobby just put a bunch of money to shutting this down, and now I can't buy my Velo lozenges. If you go online right now as of April 4th, or if you go back a couple months, you'll notice that all the websites say sold out. They actually aren't sold out. I was selling them at my store. I run a gas station and I can tell you what happened. They were all recalled and told to send back to the company even though there was nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with the lozenges other than they're a great deal, and the big pharmaceutical companies have a monopoly. So now they're using that lobby to take these off the market so they can keep their market. You got to remember, they're charging $22 a bottle. Meanwhile, Camel was willing to give you a better product, 20 of them for $8. So you can get your lozenges for Camel, better lozenges for $8, or you can get shitty lozenges that make your throat burn, taste chalky for $22. So of course everybody wanted the Velo lozenges, and they noticed this within a year. So Big Pharma went to their lobby and made sure that no smokers could go out and buy the Velo lozenges. So right now, no matter where you go in New Hampshire, there isn't a single convenience store, gas station, or pharmacy selling Velo lozenges. They'll sell the Velo pouches. They'll sell all that type of stuff, the pouches, the dips, the cigarettes. But the lozenges were taken back, and you don't see them at any of the pharmacies around here, or when you go online, all the stores that were selling them all stopped selling them. They all said sold out as soon as the recall said send them back. Even though the recall didn't say they were dangerous, I still had them. I asked if there was anything. Nope, they're all fine. It's just the pharmaceutical companies did not like the fact that they lost their monopoly and they no longer could sell something for $22. Why would somebody buy Nicorette lozenges that taste chalky, make your throat burn, at $22 for 20 when they could buy a really good lozenge that does not make your throat burn, that has better flavoring, does not taste chalky, is individually wrapped, and only costs $8?
Yeah.
Nobody would buy the Nicorette anymore, so they complained to their lobby, and now I can't buy any more Velo lozenges.